Hello and welcome to TLDW, the show where we sum up popular movies in a very short amount of time. Today we're doing Jurassic Park, and I'm really excited because this is heralded as one of the best films of Spielberg's design. Did Spielberg make it? Did Spielberg make it? Did Spielberg make Jurassic Park? So we open on my boy Robert Muldoon sticking something in a box and sticking that box in something else. Someone gets real mauled by whatever is inside the box, and as a result there is now a lawsuit. We don't get to see what messes him up, but we just know it's bad. As a result of the lawsuit, we got this little spindly bastard, a lawyer. Don't know his name. Does he have a name? Doesn't matter. So he has to go to some sort of area when he stands on like a bit of wood as they drag him across the lake. Don't really know where he is. And he's like, there's a lawsuit, I need to talk to the top man. What's going on over here? Turns out they found a bug in some orange crystal, which we later find out is a mosquito and some amber. And that is the basis for this entire film. So now we're somewhere else. Now we are at a dig site for some skeletons, also known as fossils. With these guys, we've got Alan. Is his name Alan? His name is Alan, and his wife, Laura Dern. You may know her from such popular hits as The Last Jedi and Marriage Story. I preferred her in Marriage Story, but I think she did well in The Last Jedi too. So they're using some old tech to... Oh god, that's a creaky floorboard. So they're using some really old ass tech to scout the ground for more bones. So they're chatting about dinosaurs for a bit. A little kid is a real piece of shit about how raptors aren't scary at all. So of course Alan has to threaten him with death by raptor, because that's a logical thing to do with a child who's being a bastard. So a helicopter lands at the dig site, kicks up loads of dust, really messes up the place. They're really angry at first, but then it turns out, bam, it's Richard Attenborough, not David Attenborough. I did get confused when I looked at the cast list, but it's a different person completely. Turns out he's paying for all their digs, and he needs their help with something. So basically, Attenborough's saying he'll pay for more digs if they sign off on the park he's building. And they're like, why do you need our help? And he's like, oh, just you wait. So they're off doing something. We'll come back to them, I'm sure. They'll be important. We're hanging out with my guy. Now this is one of my favourite characters. A guy called Lewis. He's a sexy man and he's got a nice bag, and that's all you need to know about him. He's meeting another guy, a guy called Dennis. He's a bit of an arsehole and he wears a Hawaiian shirt. So basically, this Lewis here is paying Dennis to steal a bunch of embryos from the park. I'm not going to tell you what the park is yet, because that's a secret surprise that only I know. So Dennis is going to steal some embryos from the park, and Lewis is like, yeah, we'll give you like 100k per embryo. And that's a lot of money, so it's like 60, 70 embryos in there. So that's 100k times. I'll just put the number on the screen. 7 million. So yeah, he's agreed to do that, and Lewis is like, cheers bud, thank you, you're my best friend. And Dennis is like, you're an asshole. So now, Alan, Laura Dern, Richard Attenborough, Jeff Goldblum, oh, sexy. I mean, oh, look at that. I had to pick the best image I could, and I couldn't find any other good images. It's the only one I could find, which is completely normal and not weird at all. So they're all on the helicopter to the park, and da-da-da-da-da, it's Jurassic Park, and that's exciting. It is exciting, it's Jurassic Park. It's big and exciting. There's a big sign that says Jurassic Park on it. So on their way to the big science presentation, they stumble upon some dinosaurs, and that's pretty crazy because it's living dinosaurs. Big old music again. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, they arrive there, they look at the dinosaurs for a bit. There's the whole, welcome to Jurassic Park. This guy's here too, I guess. So they have a little video presentation about how the dinosaurs are made. They get the blood from the mosquitoes frozen in amber, and they use that to make the DNA of the dinosaurs. They combine it with frogs. So yeah, they listen to the presentation. Richard Attenborough explains that they can't breed because they're all female. And Jeff Goldblum is like, life finds a way. And they watch a dinosaur get born. It's a velociraptor. They go to see the velociraptor pen. Robert Muldoon is there. He feeds the raptors a big old cow. Now, so you know, they go to have a big dinner together and they chat about the park and whether or not they can support it. They're all really concerned and scared about it, whereas the lawyer's like, hell yeah, loads of money. I love money. He's like, yeah, we'll get loads of money, so let's just go ahead with it. And that's when everything starts to go wrong. Our old boy Richard Attenborough's grandkids have shown up. Oh, they're here to go on a tour with literally everybody, not Robert. Robert's busy. Lawyer's going there. And just before they go on the tour, Samuel L. Jackson is here. I know we missed him last week, but he's back. So they're all going on the tour over here. So the people going on the tour are Laura Dern, Alan, Lawyer, Jeff Goldblum, Tim, Lexi. So they're all on the tour. But who's in the control room? Why? It's Samuel L. Jackson, Richard, not David, Attenborough, and Dennis the Bastard. So they're in the control room. There's this big tropical storm coming, but that's fine. We won't worry about that until it becomes a problem, which seems to be the metaphor of the entire park. So the tour starts. They go to see some Dilophosauruses. There isn't any. They go to see a T-Rex. There isn't one. And, you know, they're all pretty depressed about it. So they all get out of the car for some reason, and they find a Triceratops who has been tranked because they're very poorly. So Laura Dern starts to stay with the T-Rex. I'll put her here. She's staying with the T-Rex while the rest of them go back on the tour. So Laura Dern is here with the T-Rex. The T-Rex? Why do I keep saying T-Rex? She's with the Triceratops. They could not be more different. Oh my god. Meanwhile, in the control room, Dennis is way off the island, is about to leave. So he goes to steal all the embryos and shuts everything down. So now he's off having his own little adventure. We'll put him up here, I guess. So Dennis has shut down pretty much all the island. So the tour has come to a rumbling stop right next to the T-Rex pen. That'll be important there. The lawyer guy gets real scared and runs to the bathroom. It's not very safe. Laura Dern, go over here, please. So the lawyer's in the bathroom, the rest of them are in the cars. So of course there are actually two separate cars. Can't believe I didn't mention this sooner. Goldblum and Alan are in one. They're staying super still when the T-Rex escapes. I do have a T-Rex actually, there he is. So they're staying super still when the T-Rex has escaped. These kids are being dumb little assholes and shining torches everywhere, which gets the T-Rex's attention. T-Rex is just smashing their car, real beating it up, so Alan throws a flare to distract and does very well. However, Goldblum does the same thing, but forgets to throw the flare and just runs around with a flare for a bit. So he goes past the toilet, he gets knocked out, toilet falls to pieces. This guy's just sat in there taking a shit. I don't get it. And of course he just gets swallowed whole. He's dead. Which is great because he wasn't really that fun. So he's dead, and Goldblum is unconscious. We'll put him down here. So Alan gets Lex out of the wreck of the car while the T-Rex is still there. However, Timmy is still inside. The T-Rex slowly pushes the car off the edge of this weird plinth thing, and it pushes them off the edge. They have to fall down. The car goes down. Hopefully Timmy wasn't in it. Spoiler alert, he was in it. All down in the control room now. And these guys go off to save the kids, because the kids are in danger. So they're off saving the kids. T-Rex has disappeared for now. Jeff Goldblum is unconscious. Timmy's in a car somewhere. And while all that's going on, old Dennis the Menace is running away with his embryos. Just before he gets out, a Dilophosaurus shows up, spits in his eye, blinds him, jumps in the car to quickly get away. He gets eaten. There's a Dilophosaurus in the car. Don't know how he opened the door. I'm very impressed, but like, come on, it's a dinosaur. How did he open the door? Anyway, tradition's tradition. Dennis is dead. Alright, so yeah, it turns out Timmy was in the car. So Alan goes to get Timmy out of the car. The car is in a tree. Car nearly falls down and kills them all, but he gets them out. So now they're vibing, they're hanging out. Muldoon and Laura Dern find an unconscious Jeff Goldblum. So they pick him up, put him in their car. T-Rex comes back when they're rescuing this guy, chases them for a bit, but they outrun him because the car is apparently faster than T-Rex, which I didn't see coming actually. So these guys have climbed a tree, they watch some Brachiosauruses do their thing, it's quite nice. Timmy tells a terrible joke twice, and now I wish he was dead. So these guys have all made it back to Control Centre. Laura Dern and Attenborough have a chat while Attenborough's eating some ice cream. She screams at him for a bit for trying to reopen the park, and that's all that happens. So these guys, when they wake up, they see some dinosaurs, and they give some Brachiosaurus pats. And it's actually real sweet, but then it sneezes all over Lex, and that's not great. But then Alan here finds some eggs, and it turns out Goldblum was right. Life did find a way. It's because of the frogs. So meanwhile, in the control room, Samuel L. Jackson and Richard Attenborough agree that they've got to shut down the entire park to make sure that the system's reboot, because Dennis has locked them out of the system, but he is dead now. So that's happening, so all these four go to the bunker while the power's down to make sure they are safe. While old Samuel L. Jackson goes to shut down the power, and he said we're totally fine, I don't know why we're... Well, I know how I said they'd be totally fine, it turns out they weren't. He takes too long, so these two, Muldoon and Laura Dern, get a shotgun. Richard Attenborough is sexist for a bit. So it turns out, remember those raptors from earlier? Yeah, they're out of their cages. I've got three little ones here, because there's three raptors. There's this one, Guess what? It's that one. So there's 3 raptors. They're hunting these guys. So yeah, the raptors are broken out. Muldoon decides to try and fight them while Laura Dern goes to put the power on. We all know how that's going to go. Meanwhile, these guys manage to find the fence and it's powered down, so they decide to start climbing it. And while that's happening, Laura Dern is being guided by these two on how to get the power back on. She manages to do it, but then she's got to individually activate all the systems of the park. And guess where the fences are? The fences are at the bottom of all the buttons. These guys are already halfway over. You think it's going to be fine. It's not. As she turns on the fences, Timmy gets shocked, shoots off the fence. It is quite something. It's crazy. Just bam, right off the fence. Somehow they managed to catch him, but he should be dead. But all of a sudden, there's a raptor in the power room. He already ate Samuel L. Jackson, leaving just an arm for a cool scene where an arm falls on her, which is pretty cool. But Samuel L. Jackson is dead yet again. God, is he going to survive one of these? I hope he does. So Laura runs away. Meanwhile, old Muldoon sees a raptor head, gets ready to shoot, and then another one comes out of the bushes next to him. He says the classic line, "Clever girl," gets killed. Muldoon's down. So of course Timmy's alive. They head back to the big building from the start. Guess who they run into while they're there? That's right. It's a raptor. No, it's not. It's Laura Dern. So Alan is chatting to Laura Dern about something, I'm sure. There's a raptor outside, but that raptor comes inside, starts attacking the kids. They lead it into a kitchen, I guess. They lead it into a kitchen where they manage to trick it into smashing its head on the metal, but guess what? There was 2 of them, so Timmy manages to trick the other one into going into the freezer. So now there's one in the freezer. There's one we don't have to worry about. So they all get back together again. They go to a control room, but a raptor attacks. These guys are still in the bunker, by the way. So they're in the control room, but another raptor attacks. They're getting real beat up. So then they go back to the main bit of the main big building where there's a big old dinosaur skeleton. They are surrounded on 2 sides by raptors. But then out of nowhere, it's the bloody T-Rex. Gets in a fight with the raptors. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Both dead. Amazing. These guys manage to escape. They get into a car driven by these 2 over here. And they were driving away and they've escaped. They get on the helicopter, they fly away, and that's the film. So yeah, that was TLDW. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And please make sure to comment any future ideas for films you may have for me to do. I hope you are enjoying this, because I do enjoy making them. So yeah, let me know which one you want me to do next. And of course, Treasure Planet is on the way. That one guy who wants Treasure Planet, I promise. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you next week. But again, it's lockdown, and motivation is terrible at the moment. And God, I'm sad sometimes. So yeah, goodbye.